Assalamualaikum. Hi, I'm Zini.
I'm Nana.
We are the hosts for the upcoming podcast, Cash, Come and Speak Hour, entitled Taking Down Insecurity a la Gen Z.
Let's have a wonderful time with our speakers,
Kak Lisa,
Kak Luna,
and Kak Deka. See you guys! Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, teachers. Good afternoon, speakers. Good afternoon, students. And how was your day, viewers? Nice to be with you guys today in early 2022 in the podcast program, Cash, Come and Speak Hour, by Nurul Fikri Boarding School, Serang, Banten, in collaboration with Monzer, SMK Telkom Bandung, SMK N1 Ponorogo, and today's theme is Taking Down Insecurities a la Gen Z. Oh, wow, I have to take a break first. And on my left, there is my host panel that accompanies me throughout this program. Assalamualaikum, Nana. I see you're quite relaxed this afternoon. You don't seem nervous at all. How was your day?
Of course, I've been doing well, thank you. What about you, Zini?
Same as you. I feel marvelous as well. But wait, you look very joyful right now. What made you so happy today?
That's a good question. You know, actually, I'm feeling a little nervous today. This is my first time hosting anything ever, and my voice is kind of shaking, but I have to enjoy it anyways because today I will be hosting this extraordinary event with amazing speakers. Hello, teachers. Hi, friends, and good afternoon, viewers. How's everything?
And also, hi, Monzer. Hello, SMK Telkom Bandung. Hello, SMK N1 Ponorogo. And lastly, hello, Nurul Fikri Boarding School, Serang, Banten. Nana, before starting, it's a good idea to introduce ourselves first. So today's activity will run well and smooth. Hi everyone, I'm Zini Fatia Rescue. You can call me Zini for short. And I am a 10th grade senior high school student of Nurul Fikri Boarding School, Serang, Banten. And I will guide this podcast until the end of this event.
And I'm Nashwa Rania Zahra from 10th grade of senior high school as well. Everyone here calls me Nana, and I will be accompanying Zihni to host this program. And finally, welcome back to Cash, Come and Speak Hour 2022 by Nurul Fikri Boarding School Serang in collaboration.
And we really appreciate you for attending today's event, and let's listen to the opinions, comments together, and see the abilities of today's speaker in answering every question and, of course, using English. So participants, this is a really good opportunity to absorb knowledge as much as possible for half an hour.
And here there are 4 sessions. The first session is singing the national anthem of Indonesia Raya. The second is opening remarks. The third is Q&A from host and participants. And the last is the closing.
For the smooth running of this podcast, it's good to read some rules first so there's not a lot of noise in the Zoom. Well, the first, please mute the microphone except the host lets you speak. Second, please keep the camera on till the end of this event.
The third, please rename your account with your nickname and your school name. For example, Nana, SMA Nfbs Serang. And the last is that you can ask questions in the chat room, or click the raise hand button and you may ask directly in the Q&A session.
That's right, but hold on. To all participants, let's listen and sing together the national anthem of Indonesia Raya. So the operator, time is yours.
let's invite Mr. Hari Untung Maulana, MPD, as headmaster of SMA Nurul Fikri Boarding School Serang to deliver our welcoming speech. For Mr. Hari Untung Maulana, the time is yours.
Okay. Does my voice sound clear? Sorry, Ba?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in wa ala umurid dunya waddin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya wa mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Rabbi sohri sodri yassirli amri walul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma warzuqni fahma wa zidni huda amin ya rabbal alamin. Amma ba'du. Good afternoon, respectable principals or the representative from SMAN to Kota Tangerang Selatan, SMK Telkom Bandung, and SMKN 1 Ponorogo. And good afternoon to the amazing speakers here and also to the beautiful hosts. And let's not forget, good afternoon to all wonderful participants. Who are you all? I hope you are all in a good condition today. Introducing myself, I am Hari Untung Maulana as the principal of SMA Islam Nurul Fikri Boarding School Serang, Banten. To be honest, I am so excited to be here to deliver my short opening speech and to welcome you all to our podcast, CAS, Come and Speak Hour, in collaboration with SMAN 2 Kota Tangerang Selatan, SMK Telkom Bandung, and SMKN 1 Ponorogo, with the topic of taking down insecurities ala Gen Z. Besides, I would like to convey my gratitude and appreciation to all great collaborator school for their meaningful participation on this podcast. It is a precious event to experience and, of course, to improve our ability in English. We can get useful knowledge of taking down insecurities, which is, I believe, is a hot issue in teenagers' life right now. Hopefully, this program will bring benefits and positive contribution to all of us. Let us enjoy this podcast and get motivated. I think that's all that I would say. Once again, thank you so much for joining. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And the second opening remarks is from Mr. Abu Yazid SAG MPD as principal of SMA 2 Kota Tangerang Selatan. For Mr. Abu Yazid, the stage is yours.
Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yang saya hormati Kepala Sekolah SMA Nurul Fikri Boarding School Serang. Yang saya hormati Kepala SMK Telkom Bandung. Yang saya hormati Kepala SMKN 1 Ponorogo. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Amma ba'du. Puji dan syukur kepada Allah Subhanahu wa taala, salawat dan salam tercurahkan Nabi Allah Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Memperkenalkan diri, saya selaku Kepala SMA Negeri 2 Kota Tangerang Selatan mengucapkan terima kasih atas undangannya pada acara ini yang berjudul Talking Down Insecurities ala Gen Z. Bapak Ibu sekalian dan anakku sekalian, yang penting dari kegiatan ini merupakan acara yang diharapkan oleh siswa yang berpartisipasi dalam menyalurkan pendapatnya, berpikir kritisnya dengan ala kekinian pada masa remaja ini. Saya berharap agar nantinya kegiatan ini dapat berlanjut dengan tema-tema yang lainnya. Sekali lagi, saya atas nama pimpinan mengucapkan terima kasih atas semua pihak yang telah mengundang kegiatan ini untuk SMA 2 Tangerang Selatan ini. Kenalkannya sebelumnya saya Abu Yazid ya, Kepala SMA 2 Kota Tangerang Selatan. Mudah-mudahan kegiatan ini memberikan manfaat dan sangat berguna bagi semua yang ikut dalam kegiatan ini, wabil khusus kami sebagai sekolah yang diundang pada kesempatan kegiatan kali ini. Terima kasih semuanya, kurang lebih mohon maaf. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Mr. Abu Yazid, for your remarkable speech. And the third opening remarks is Mr. Rosyanto, MPD, as Principal of SMK Telkom Bandung. Time and place is yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everybody. My name is Rosyanto, as the principal of SMK Telkom Bandung. Everyone usually call me Mr. Rossi. Thank you to Nurul Fikri Boarding School Serang, Banten, and team for inviting us to collaborate in this wonderful program. SMK Telkom Bandung is represented by Nerissa Ardianti. Hello, Nerissa.
Hello, sir.
Okay, thank you. As the conversation partner in the program, podcast come and speak hour in collaboration with the national top schools in Indonesia with a very interesting topic that is taking down insecurities ala Gen Z. In my opinion, insecurity means that we think badly about ourselves or our abilities. We don't feel happy of ourselves, and it can lead to other problems, especially concerning mental health. Of course, it is such an obstacle for us in achieving our best. It is really possible for us to overcome the insecurities, so otherwise are to try to think positive. Accept yourself and have a fight that you can do or get what you want to. I think start small and think simple. Start from the smallest thing that can make yourself comfortable and that you feel proud of yourself, which can increase your motivation and self-confidence. Throughout in the podcast, we will share experience about it and hopefully you can take a good lesson about how to face the insecurities which everyone may experience. I can take more of your time. Thank you for this amazing collaboration to Nfbs and this team, SMK 1 Ponorogo and SMA 2 Tangsel. Thank you for your attention. Success for everyone. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks a lot to Mr. Rosyanto, MPD, for your exceptional speech. Let's give the biggest applause special to all principals. And last opening remarks is Principal of SMKN 1 Ponorogo. Time and place is yours.
Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih atas waktunya. Puji syukur, alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, di siang hari ini kita dipertemukan ataupun walaupun jarak jauh bisa bersilaturahmi tanpa ada suatu apapun, mendapat rahmat hidayah, kesempatan. Semoga ajang ini bisa bermanfaat barokah untuk kita semua. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Sholawat serta salam tertuju kepada Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam yang kita nantikan sahabatnya di yaumul qiyamah. Terima kasih lagi atas waktu yang diberikan kepada kami. Perkenalkan, saya Suryanto dari SMK Negeri 1 Ponorogo. Yang lain saya lihat di daerah Tangerang, kemudian Bandung, dan Serang, sementara kami yang paling ujung timur. Alhamdulillah diberikan kesempatan yang luar biasa di siang hari ini. Bapak, Ibu, dan anak-anakku yang berbahagia, perkenalkan bahwa profil sekolah sebentar. Sekolah kami berdiri sebenarnya tahun 74. Kalau sebelumnya itu masih nebeng atau masih lanjutan dari Semia Madiun. Kita berdiri tahun 74, Semia, kemudian pertama hanya 3 jurusan, dan alhamdulillah pada tahun 2004 itu ada penambahan karena kita tahun 97 berubah dari Semia menjadi SMK, sehingga kita bisa buka 2 jurusan lagi. Bapak Ibu dan anak-anakku yang berbahagia, kami sangat berbangga diri mendapat kehormatan bisa bergabung di silaturahmi ini, walaupun di tengah-tengah pandemi yang kayaknya belum tahu kapan usainya, tapi alhamdulillah ajang ini atau banyak ini merupakan salah satu bentuk yang kami apresiasi kepada anak didik kami, yaitu Mbak Feni Ananda dan juga pembimbingnya yaitu Bu Yuli Lapansari. Terima kasih telah membantu membesarkan nama SMK Negeri 1 Ponorogo di ajang ini ataupun silaturahmi ini. Yang jelas kami sangat mendukung kaitan dengan penggalian kreativitas dari baik pembimbing ataupun peserta didik kami, serta ajang ini juga melatih komunikasi, menyalurkan pendapat yang dimana tanpa dihalang-halangi oleh tempat dan waktu. Sekali lagi, terima kasih atas kesempatannya dan semoga silaturahmi bisa berlanjut dan juga bisa bermanfaat untuk kita semua. Selamat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks a lot, Mr. Principal, for your exceptional speech. Let's give the biggest applause special to all principals.
And the time has come to enter the main session with Kak Alisa from SMA Nurul Fikri Boarding School Serang, Kak Najwa Luna Arifah from SMA Negeri 2 Kota Tangerang Selatan, Kak Nerisa Adrianti from SMK Telkom Bandung, and Kak Feni Ananda from SMK Negeri 1 Ponorogo.
Ya, Assalamualaikum Kak Alisa.
Waalaikumsalam.
Assalamualaikum Kak Luna.
Waalaikumsalam.
Assalamualaikum Kak Nerisa.
Waalaikumsalam. Hello.
And Assalamualaikum Kak Feni.
Waalaikumsalam. Hey all.
Well, on this occasion, each speaker will be asked a question from us, and this will be done in turn. Without waiting, let's just say hello to the first guest. Hi, Kak Lisa.
Hi, Zini and Nana.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great today. Thank you for asking.
That's good to know. Like the proverb saying that if you don't know, it means you don't love. Please tell us everything about you, like your full name, your life motto, and other things.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Alisa Mahani, but people usually call me Alisa, and I'm from an SMA Islam Nurul Fikri Boarding School Serang. I'm in 11th grade, and yeah, nice to meet you all. Thank you.
All right. So for Kak Alisa, what motivates you to be here? I mean, in the podcast?
Maybe it's because of others that pushed me so that I can be here today.
Wow, so proud of you, Kak Alisa. But wait, Mama, are you aware or not that the 4 speakers have almost the same faces?
Really?
Yeah, they're so beautiful. That's why I'm really curious about Kak Luna from Monzer. Hi, Kak Luna.
Hi.
So, Kak Luna, can you tell us in details who you are?
Hello, so Bismillah. Am I audible? I'm audible, right?
Yeah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, everyone. Allow me to introduce myself. My full name is Najwa Luna Arifah, but my friends usually call me Luna. I'm currently 11th grade and I'm studying at SMA Negeri 2 Tangerang Selatan. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too, Kak Luna. Kak Luna, can you explain more about your school motto?
Our school motto is the spirit of change to be excellent. The explanations is so our school has a mission so that all students can have intelligence, 21st century skills who still uphold ethic and morals so that later on they can interact and compete with the global era proportionally and professionally. Schools also let the student to develop their skills in many fields such as extracurricular and then facilitate the students to compete in various championship to support the students to pursue their dream.
Wow, that's so meaningful.
That's amazing. Kak Luna, how long have you spent your time in high school and how do you keep up with the learning system in your school during the pandemic?
It's actually really hard for me, but I guess how I manage to do it is just to keep myself motivated.
I see.
And also I want to go to Kak Nerissa. Hi, Kak Nerissa.
Hello.
How was your day?
It's doing great so far. How about you guys?
We're great as well. So to make it more fun, would you like to introduce yourself today?
Yes, of course.
Great.
Greetings to everyone. So my full name is Risa Denti, but you guys can call me Risa, and I'm from SMK Telkom Bandung.
So, Kak Nerissa, every school has a motto as guide in life. Then
Yes.
may we know what's yours?
Yes. Our school motto is to guide the generation in supporting enhancements of nation's competitiveness while also preparing all the students to be ready to work or continue their study and to have their own business after they graduate from high school.
Ah, that's nice. Another question for you, Kak Nerissa. During this pandemic, what are your efforts to protect yourself from the virus?
From the virus, I rarely go out. And when I actually go out, I use the mask. I always use the mask. And after I went out, when I came home, I wash my hands just like 20 seconds, just so the virus cannot like get into me.
Well, that's a nice tip for you guys as well.
And just now we've listened to the biographies of each speaker, and all of them are very stunning with detailed delivery. And now we'll chit chat with them by asking some questions to each speaker. I'll have to go to Kak Alisa first. Kak Alisa, are you there?
Hello, Kak Alisa, are you there?
Hi.
All right. Kak Alisa, have you ever heard about the term insecurity, and can you explain what it means?
Of course, I have heard the word insecurity. It's like, one of the most famous words on social media. And in my opinion, insecurity is a feeling of being not good enough. It produces anxiety about your goals, relationships, your ability to handle certain situation, and your value as a person. What I meant about not feeling good enough is when you always compare yourself to others. You always keep an eye on others even than your own. And you should stop doing this because it's not good for your mental health. You should stop comparing and competing, and you should start appreciate life. And insecurity is a common feeling that nearly most people experience at some point. Usually someone feels insecure not only in their teenage days, but also adults can feel insecure. It might be because of something that they see either on social media or real life.
And also I want to go to Kak Feni. Kak Feni, how are you feeling today?
Okay, thank you guys, everyone. Thanks for Sini and Nana.
That's yes.
Right. Okay, hey all, I'm very good to be here. Thanks for the invitation. And for myself and my school, I'm so proud of being invited today. So I want to say biggest thanks to all of you, to Nfbs and also the sport team. I'm very happy today and was very grateful. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much as well. Kak Feni, are you ready to introduce your identity?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forget it. I'm from SMKN 1 Ponorogo. So you know Reok, right? So our city is very popular with Reok. So I'm from there, guys. I'm so proud of my city. So today is the happiest day because actually today I take an examination and now I hope I did well and I have a good mark. So yeah.
We hope you get a good grade as well.
I'm sure you did.
Thank you.
So, Kak Feni, every school has a motto as a guide in life. So do you know your school motto?
Yeah, our school motto is preparing the generation to be ready to work. And also, you know that a vocational high school has a yell. It's something about that. So it goes like SMK bisa, SMK hebat, SMK Negeri 1 Ponorogo luar biasa.
Wow, that was so great.
Yeah, it's always do it every single morning. So it makes our learning will be happy and great day.
Wow. That's really great and powerful to start the morning, you know. And I have another question for you, Kak Feni. During the global pandemic, how do you feel your activities during the pandemic?
It's actually very tiring because I have to be like in front of the laptop like all the time. But I'm on the 3rd grade now, so we always like we have to do 100% learning. So we just come to school and learning time is just normal way. But actually, it's hard to take some material because in the 11th grade we're already like no school. Like it just we look like had some acceleration class. It's So how about you guys? So how about you? How do you think about the pandemic? How is your school life? Can you tell me?
Our school life, we are now running an offline school right now, and it's great, I guess. Yeah. For the first 3 months.
We only go online when some cases spike up, and at that point we're forced to stay inside our dorms and learn online because we have to avoid the virus.
All of us are hope to be the pandemic will be over soon, and
we hope to as
have
well.
Normal days.
Yeah. Thank you, Kak.
Thank you, Kak Feni.
You're welcome, guys.
We also have one other speaker, that is Kak Nerissa. Hello, Kak Nerissa. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello. So my question for you is, how do you cope with your insecurities?
I'm usually try to immediately find a way or find some things to do to reassure myself. Although, yes, I admit that I tend to keep it all in my head sometimes, but then I realize staying like that wouldn't do me any good. So I would like to write everything out, just like write every single thing that has been stuck in my head or my chest. And after I do that, I would finally be at ease. And I'm also very, very grateful for having such a lovely and wonderful friends and relatives that always tried their best in comforting me whenever I'm feeling down. I'm so appreciative for them.
That's great. Kak Nerissa, can I ask you something?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, where did you came up with the method of writing down your insecurities?
I take advice. I always look at social media pages, stuff like mental health awareness, and I would find some advice to like express your feelings instead of keeping it all inside. So I would like to write it down so my feelings can get out from my chest and I feel relieved.
That's a good tip for you guys as well. If you feel insecure, you can write down your insecurities on your diary or etc. So I'm getting curious about this. If so, I'll just go to Kak Luna. For Kak Luna, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah. Would you share your experience of dealing with insecurities in your life?
Okay, of course. So, but first of all, thank you for the question. So there's this one time when I was still in junior high school, something that happened and it really did change a lot of things for me. Like I used to be pretty confident with myself. Like I wasn't giving any much thought about what other things about me. But after that incident happened, I somehow become like traumatized. And I could say I was still at the pace of growing up. So that incident really left a big impact on me, especially because I wasn't expecting those things to happen. I suddenly become so insecure and I wasn't feeling confident about myself. It took me like 2 years to finally feel like I was myself again. During those recovering year, I wasn't feeling my best. It was really tough on me. I was with myself all the time. I was not trusting anyone. And it was hard for me to make new friends because I was just putting those bad thoughts that they already disliked me before they even knew me. I really looked down to myself and telling myself that I'm okay with being the second choice. I only become friends with the people who approach me first. And because of that, I have the idea that they approach me first, then they might have thought that I was interesting. So I have this special thoughts to always have to be interesting in their eyes. So they will keep staying by my side. It was really bad because I wasn't feeling like I was myself. I always have to just mask every time and it was tiring. One of my way dealing with those insecurities and overthinking behavior was talking to my parents. I become much better after that. It wasn't easy. It takes a lot of time and a lot of trying and failing, but it was all worth it. I also overcome it by surrounding myself with positive people who knows my values, like my family, for example. I also start to focusing on myself more, like taking better care of myself, doing what I'm good at, or I do things that makes me happy, like my hobbies. Now that those time pass by, I could say that I'm grateful that those things actually happened to me because of that incident, I feel like I can be the person who I am today. Even though during those recovering year, I lost pretty much the half of my true self, which left a big on my personality and how did I see things. But let's just see things from the bright side. I don't think if it's because of that incident, I could be as mature as I am now. So I'm happy that I get to learn new things.
That's so great of you for having your own way of coping with insecurity. It's not easy for everyone, you know, dealing with insecurities.
That was really inspiring, Kak Luna.
Thank you so much, Kak Luna.
Yes, you're welcome.
Kanerisa. Hi, Kanerisa. Are you there? Hello, Kanerisa.
Kanerisa, are you there?
Hello.
Hi. Okay. Hi, Kak Nerisa. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Do you see any relations between insecurities and people's characters? What do you think?
I must say that insecurities can affect one's characters or personality, but I think it wouldn't change someone drastically. I mean, insecurities can sometimes be a motivation for some people that like they can find the best version of themselves. But on the other side, sometimes people with lack of positivity, I guess, they tend to turn to the bad side, which is like arguing with others about their insecurities instead of learning from their insecurities. But I guess everyone's different, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's have their own way in handling their insecurities.
Yeah, that was so great, Kak Nerisa. Thank you so much, Kak Nerisa. And next up is to Kak Feni. Hello, Kak Feni.
Hello, guys.
Yeah. Kak Feni, do you think that treatment to overcome insecurities in each levels are the same?
I think it's different because it passed on the how worse that insecurity happened to the teenager. And of course, that the best thing to overcome the insecurity is for ourselves, right? So however the sense of insecurity felt by adolescents, but the most of a treatment to overcome the insecurity is the first one is self-acceptance. Like how to deal with the insecurity. The easiest thing is to learn it to accept it. Not to give up the situation, but sincere and loving the grace given by the God. Some example that if you don't have a good looking face, just accept it. Not that you don't care about it, but it's just like caring without changing your natural look. You can learn maybe makeup, sports, or try to mix and match clothes to make it look like fashionable. So of course it's a different because it passed on the how worse you feel about the insecurity, but the best way to overcome it is from by yourself.
Thank you so much, Kak Penny. That was so great. And
I was amazed by all of our speakers.
We were all amazed here.
Speechless. Well, we'll continue the question to Kak Luna. Hello, Kak Luna. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi again, guys.
Hello. Okay. My question is, before Gen Z, we know that there are millennials, and in the millennial era, the term insecurity doesn't really seem to exist. Now, why do you think insecurities appeared in the generation after millennials, which is Gen Z?
Okay. I feel like technology plays a big role. Social media like Instagram, TikTok, and others was the main problem why insecurity appears in the generation after millennials, which is Gen Z. Like imagine growing up in the hyper-connected world, it can evoke intense feelings of hyper-connected, of isolations and loneliness in some youth, fear of missing out, and a shame in falling short of social media worthy standard, especially when most of the time what we see in social media, most of them are about what they have achieved in life or good things about themselves. Insecurity arises from the lack of confidence and it fits upon a weak character, whereas only those who are confident in themselves can impartiality judge their own imperfections. Under such a circumstances, sometimes a seemingly small incident can escalate into a major anxiety, which may engender a potentially self-destructive coping mechanism.
Oh my God, that was so great, Kak Luna. Thank you so much, Kak Luna. And now it's Kak Lisa's turn, one of the top student of Nfbs Serang. Hello, Kak Lisa.
Hi.
Hi. So for Kak Lisa, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah. Do you think insecurities affects our characters? Please give us your opinion.
In my opinion, yes, insecurity does affect our characters. Insecurities are related to standards that are set by the people we interact with, such as our family, friends, and social expectations. And let me just give you an example. So let's just say there's this one girl. She really want to fit in a very popular group after school. But sadly, she did not fit in the criteria. So she tried everything to fit in. Like she changed her style, and what could be worse is that she could change her attitude. When she used to be a good student, then she turned into an impolite student. So I think, yeah, insecurity does affect our characters.
I agree with you as well, Kak Alisa. Thank you so much, Kak Alisa.
Now, before I go to Kak Narisa, I need to take a breath first. Okay. Hi, Kak Narisa. Are you still there?
Hello.
Hello, Kak Narisa. We have a question for you.
Yes.
All right. For Kak Narisa, do you think insecurities in Gen Z can cause problems in the future? Can you explain, or do you have any experience related to this topic?
From my experience, I actually truly experiencing some hardships regarding the future. I think that I actually a quite shy person, and I think that will affect me when I go to work, but I will find a way to overcome that shyness and my insecurities so that I can bear the brightness of my future.
That was so great, Kanerisa. Thank you so much, Kanerisa, for your answer. So, well, how could that be? They are very fluent in explaining things in English. I'm so jealous, Nana. I will go back to Kalisa. Hello, Kalisa.
Hi.
Kalisa, this is a really hard question for you. Okay, so I'll just read it out. These are the 10 characters of Gen Z: social, multitasker, tech-savvy, entrepreneur, less focused, digital native, philanthropist, educated, interactive, and cautious. How do you describe yourself among characters, and do you think insecurities mostly happen to girls, and how can we actually identify insecurities in ourselves?
Yeah, so basically, I'm an introvert. I'm a close person. I'm also a sensitive person, and I'm the type of person who can finally be hyper near my close ones. And yeah, I think insecurity mostly happen to girls, maybe because girls are, based on the TikTok and Instagram video that I saw, the girls are the one that's like really into this problem. The girls are like more sentimental and sensitive, so they gradually like overthink more and gradually develop the feeling of insecure. Not that I say that boys can feel insecure. Of course they can feel insecure, but not quite as often as girls. Boys who are insecure usually show it by lashing out in anger, being aggressive, and just being jerks. And boys are also really worried about their personalities and looks, and they're also worried about what girls think about them. And some things to show that you are insecure is like you are being overly critical. You have a strong desire to be alone and avoid social situations. Perfectionism and high levels of anxiety and stress. Self-conscious about your body are some situations to tell that you are insecure. So if you find one of these situations happening to you, you should right away find a way to overcome this.
Thank you so much, Kalisa. That was very splendid.
And we have another question for Kak Penny. Hello, Kak Penny. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
All right. This question is for you. How do you help someone who we think are insecure so we can make them more confident? Please give your comments on this.
Okay. And about how to help someone that we think they are insecure so that we'll be confident, right? Okay, before we help someone to overcome their insecurity, we must know in advance what causes children to feel insecure. The first one, we were talking about the common type of insecurity first. The first type, insecurity based on the failure of rejection. Some of occurring events in life can greatly affect a mood and feeling about yourself. Failure and rejection can deal a double blow to confidence. The second one, in insecurity due to social anxiety. Maybe many people experience a lack of confidence in social situations as a parties or maybe family gathering or interviews or maybe sometimes dating. Fear of being evaluated by others can make a person feel anxious and inferior. As a result, a person may avoid social situations, experience anxiety when anticipating social events, or feel some like uncomfortable during the socialization process. The third one is insecurity driven by perfectionism. Maybe some people have a very high standard for everything that is done. You may want the highest grade, the best job, the best perfect figure, the apartment or house with the most beautiful decor. Maybe or the ideal partner or ideal boyfriend maybe. But unfortunately, life doesn't always go to the way it wants. Perfectionists will feel dissatisfied, will with the inaccessible desire. As a result, we can feel that disappointed and insecure. So answer the questions, how I help someone who feel insecure. The first thing I do is let them spend with the person they love. One way to overcome it is to spend the time with love. Surrounding yourself with loving and supportive people can build like confidence and make you feel accepted who you are. Make a plan to organize and more caring with feel disappointed and insecure. Avoid people that make you insecure, such as friends or toxic partner who often comments negatively that don't build up. It can be worse too. So these people sometimes can break your spirit. So just avoid them. And the second one is make him realize that you are worth it, guys. You know that Selena Gomez song that are very viral on TikTok? You know, guys, Zini and Nana, maybe?
I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know.
Oh,
Sorry.
can you take a part of it?
Oh, I just realized.
that-
I'm sorry. There's a song that song that like, whoever says
I know that one.
who say you're not perfect. That's why, guys, you just must feel that you are worth it. So I want to make a people that you are valuable, that you are worth it, that you are a best person, that you are a very, very good person for yourself. So no matter people say about you, just ignore it. So that's why I just want to make them feel that you're valuable, that you are worth it.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Kafeni.
Kafeni, that was an amazing answer.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect the answer to be that in-depth, that thorough. This generation is very intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys,
Thank
you
you
know,
so much,
because
Kafeni.
there's a lot of teenagers now play TikTok. So everyone knew everything from TikTok.
Yeah, that's so true.
All right. And the next question that we have is for Kak Nerissa. Kak Nerissa, are you there? Assalamualaikum, Kak Nerissa. Can you hear me?
Okay, moving on. As we know that teenagers and teenage lives are prone to insecurities. In fact, insecurities manifest themselves differently with varying intensity depending on a person's strength of character and environment. It could be challenging in many ways. So I want to ask an opinion directly to Kak Luna. Hi, Kak Luna.
Hi, guys.
Hi, so for Kak Luna, how do you think about the levels of insecurities? What are the key points or characteristics of each levels?
Okay, so the key points or characteristic of each level is I feel like how to handle it. Like the first level is normal, which you can handle it yourself, because the first normal is like sometimes there is something that makes you worried, but it only happened a few times. So pretty much this first level is normal because in the pace of growing up, you have those thoughts of having, to do everything your best. So I feel like this first level is normal. And for the second one is, you're the one who take control of yourself. The second one is when you feel like you're not enough, you start comparing yourself to others. On the outside, you might look fine, but you actually have things on your mind that makes you feel like you're not confident. And for the last level is where insecurity took control of you. This is bad because you will feel like you always can't do anything your best. Even though you already did, like you already try as best as you could. You start to worry about you should have done this or you should have done that. Or you will think that you could have done better and regretting everything in the end. The worst part is when you feel like doing your best and doing nothing to improve is the same thing. So like for the last level, like how you handle it is taking back control of yourself. How can you do it? Like some people who feel insecure at this level feel like they have to do everything perfectly. So what we need to do is stop being perfectionists. But when we let go of this perfectionism behavior, it's normal that we discover it is like actually the lowest standard we can have because it leaves no room for us to grow. But because we're here to recover, giving yourself a room to breathe is normal. Fail and grow is a part of life. Nobody was born to be perfect in this world.
Yeah, I agree with that very much because insecurity makes us really unsatisfied like every time, right? And thank you so much, Kak Luna, for your answer.
All right, now that Kak Nerissa is back, I have a question for her. Kak Nerissa, can you hear me now?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello, it's all right. It's good to see you again. All right, my question is, what's your advice to Gen Z regarding the taking down of insecurities?
My fellow Gen Z, please remember that you are enough. Everyone's very proud of you. Pardon me, I will take this opportunity to say that thank you for all of the efforts you put in regarding to overcoming your own insecurities. Remember that you are not alone and we are in this together. I just hope that you all can finally see yourself like how the rest of the world see you. The hardworking you, the talented you, the strong you. Please try to refrain yourself from comparing you to others. I know this might sound like a hard thing to do, but I've been through this as well. So don't pay any attention to any negative comments about you. Keep pursuing what you want to pursue, and don't forget to put your happiness first.
Thank you so much, Kak Nerissa. That was very touching. So I'm going to Kak Feni. Hello, Kak Feni.
Yeah, hello.
Kak Feni, I have another question for you here. Does insecurity starts from family, and how should the family treat the kids?
Okay, guys, thanks for the amazing question. Before that, I will give an explanation first, but all of us, a person grows and develops from the surrounding environment. The first environment that we survive is a family, right?
Yeah.
Like, which is the role of parents and sibling as a family. Family, it had a very important role to get a figure who can be role model for the children. So a child will get love, attention, support, guidance, and role model in the family, like both in maybe in materiality or in morality, so that they can develop with their talent in their future. But the family also plays an important role in building the mental character of a child. One of the effort of parents in education a child is to educate the confidence. The problems of declining child confidence, maybe all of us ever experience it. The simple thing that we ever feel is there maybe compare our mark to each other child, and sometimes they will be compare our appearance with the other child. Maybe when we don't have a good mark, some family will be like, why don't you have a good mark? Like, why don't you have a better mark than this? Our family, like, sometimes they will say that for us. And when we are on the family's gathering, sometimes that they will say that, why are you getting weight, or why are you having an acne? But some that says it makes us feel insecure. Realize or not, it always happen in every family. But I don't want to say that it's all happened in all the family, but it's most of the family will say that for us. So how the parents should treat their children? The first one is, I hope that the parents will be a good listener for the children. So our family, if abusive or anything, when the child asks for attention for the parents, try to listen earnestly. Ignoring it will make the child feel worthless and not worth paying attention. And it can damage the child's confidence. As much as possible, the parent is always there to listen to the complaints of the child. Second one is show respect for your children. Every children are worth it. Every children are valuable. Every children are good. So the first thing that most parents do is respect to your child. And the third one is cultivate the interest and talents of the child. Sometimes when they feel insecure, just make them do like anything else, maybe do their hobbies or do anything they like. So it can reduce the insecurities in the teenager life. So actually, I want to say that the role of parents is very, very important in shaping the character and the mentality of a child. Parents should not say like rude to the child, don't yell to the child, don't criticize to the child, don't compare your child, because it makes us feel comfortable. So that's why the parent must say slowly, must give them like respect and shows and make them do anything they like.
I totally agree with Kak Penny. Thank you so much for your answer, Kak Penny.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, Kak Penny. And Kak Luna, this question is for you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you guys clearly.
All right. For Kak Luna, many teenagers seek help to overcome their insecurities. However, most of the time they don't do any efforts to ease that. So what should we do?
Okay, so on this, like on my last questions, like I will not give you guys some like motivational advices like other people do at their closing part. But what I wanted to tell you guys is you guys need to know that no matter how many times you've heard or how many motivation words you know out there about not being insecure of yourself will not make any differences if you don't start believing and applying it immediately in your life. Those thought to be better or not to be insecure will just haunt at your mind, just keep them down there. Worstly, it'll just be another insecure of yours, because why can't you be confident like others? I always remember this one verse that my parents taught me that made me rethink about feeling insecure. It's from Al-Quran Surah Al-Luqman, verse 12. It is about those who are feeling like they're not enough might be the one who forgets to be thankful or grateful of what they have. Know that every people born with their own specialty and weaknesses. Being thankful of what you have, start from little things, will make you appreciate things more. So my point is being thankful of what you have can be the key to help all of your insecurity.
I totally agree with that. Thank you so much, Kaluna.
Yes, you're welcome.
For your answer. So next on, I'm moving on to Kak Penny.
Okay.
Hi, Kak Penny. Yeah. So my question for you is that, do you agree that there should be rules about advertisement or content in any medias that should not cause teenagers to feel insecure? And how do you respond to this problem?
Okay, of course, I will agree with that. But back in reality to how social media is evolving today, like despite the rules, the use of social media in the world is very, very rapid and also free. Everyone in the world uses social media ranging for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and others, because all of the person in the world has a smartphone. This thing, it can be search anything. So when you're started to search something, maybe there is an advertisement or content that makes a teenager feel insecure. But I thought that the rules doesn't makes a good way to overcome it, because the first best way to overcome the insecurities in the teenager is start to by yourself. Because after all, we cannot eliminate the TikTok, right? We cannot stop to use TikTok, right? We cannot stop to use YouTube, and we cannot stop to use Instagram. Besides, we avoid it, we can filter it by ourselves. So that's why, so the step that we can take is not to avoid it, but filter it. You can take the online. We cannot do the avoid, but we can filter it. So I think it's the most effective thing in responding to other content that makes the teenager feel insecure.
Thank you so much, Kak Penny, for your marvelous answer.
You're welcome, guys.
And finally, the final question is for Kak Alisa. Kak Alisa is a member of the language ambassadors of SMA Nfbs. She has good public speaking skills and great character. So, Kak Alisa, we'd really love to hear your comments for the last question. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. How do we take down insecurities that happen in our lives? And how should we build an environment that makes everyone feel safe and secure?
So in my opinion, there are a lot of ways to overcome your insecurity. Based on my experience, self-love is the best solution. You'd feel deep down in your heart that you are good enough, you're beautiful, you're worth it. Like there's nothing to change from you. You're already perfect just the way you are. So everyone have their own speciality that you don't have to feel insecure about. You have to affirm your own value. And also you have to accept all of yourself. Pause and take a self-assessment. Notice the parts of yourself, both your body and your inner self that you don't like. Take a look at those parts and see if you can send them love. You also have to challenge your negative thoughts and spend more time with people who love you and do more things that bring you joy and makes you happy. I know the process is not always easy and you have to be patient. Slowly, I know that you can finally overcome your insecurity, and I hope that it's gonna be the last time you feel insecure because you're perfect. You don't need for you to reduce some weight, no need for you to make up your style and change your personality just because of someone's mouth.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kalisa. And that's all for the Q&A session. Without even realizing, the time is running out. So
let's give applause for all the speakers here.
Yeah.
This is a really wonderful session. Dear friends, most of us have learned English for many, many years since elementary school. Maybe we learned by ourselves about grammar, reading, listening, and speaking. But today, we'll get to hear some solutions to improve our English ability. To make sure, we'll let participants or viewers be active in another Q&A session. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box.
Or you could raise your hands if you have any question. So we have one here from
Rukoyah room 6. All right. Many people see that insecurities are not good, but I trust that there is something that we can learn. So what do you think that we can learn from there? From Rifka.
Thank you, Rifka, for your question. So this question is directly to Kak Luna.
Okay, hi guys. So the questions. Insecurity are not good, but I trust there's something that we can learn. So what you think that we can learn from there? Okay, I'm going to answer these questions. So I feel like insecurity did not come like it's not always about good things, but you know there's some people that says every experience had a lessons behind it. So my point is, what do you think we can learn from insecurity? It's actually a lot of things. For example, be like after you feel insecure, I feel like the things that you want to learn something, like you can be more thankful of what you've had. You can be, there's some people out there, maybe look at your picture and see like, oh my God, I wish I can be her or something like that. So there's always be like a point where, you feel like you need to be grateful. So like, I feel like what you can learn from insecurity is being more thankful for yourself. Yeah, I think that's all.
Thank you, Kak Luna. And there's another question.
Let's see. From Nesha Fatia Zarin, how to overcome the insecurity of academics that we have with other people among teenagers?
This question is directed to Kak Nerissa. Hello, Kak Nerissa.
Hello.
Yeah, Kak Nerissa, can you answer the question from Nesha Fatia Zarin?
How to overcome the insecurity of academics? Well, I'm actually having my own insecurities of academics, but I trust that we each have our own pace in studying, and don't let people budge us. Just do our best in achieving the greatest grade that we can. And you must be very proud of yourself.
Okay, that's a very good answer, Kak Nerissa. Thank you so much, Kak Nerissa.
And it seems like we have another question here. How can we not feel insecure when many people around us are making us feel insecure? From Hannah.
This question is directed to Kak Feni. Hello, Kak Feni, are you there? Okay, so this question is passed on to Kak Alisa. Hi, Kak Alisa.
Hi.
Hi. So can you answer the question from Hannah?
Yeah, so first, you have to focus on yourself, like see like what you're good at, and instead of feeling insecure, you have to improve the things that you're good at instead of hearing people's words about that makes you feel insecure. I think that's all.
Thank you so much, Kak Alisa. And next on, we have a question from Kamar Tujurukoya. What makes Gen Z more easier to have insecurities? This question is directed to Kak Feni. Hello, Kak Feni. Are you there?
Fanny is still on the back. Yeah. On the restroom.
We can pass this question to Kak Luna. Kak Luna, Farah Asegaf has a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer the question.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kak Luna.
So as I said before, like I feel like what it makes Gen Z more easier to have insecure than like the last generation, which is millennials, because I feel like as I said before, technologies plays a big role, social media, because like we often like Gen Z, we tend to play more social media, right? Like Instagram, TikTok. I feel like that is the main problem why insecurity appears in the generation of millennials, which is Gen Z. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Kak Luna, for your splendid answer. And we have another question here from Kamar Tiga. This question is directed to Kak Nerissa. So Gen Z must know the term of healing. What kind of healing that is needed for insecure persons? This question is from Nashwa. Thank you, Nashwa.
Yes. Healing. Healing can be like stop the source of our insecurities. Just like if you're feel insecure because you look through someone's post and feels like, oh, it would be nice to live like them, or it would be nice to be like them. So we should stop that not behavior. We need to stop seeing social media, and we try to focus on ourselves.
Thank you so much. That was so great, Kak Nerissa.
And we have another question from Kamar Sukoya. This question can be directed to Kak Alisa. Kak Alisa, hello.
Hi.
All right. The question is, what would you do if you see someone accidentally revealing someone else's insecurities? This is from Maisha XA3.
Yeah, of course. Tell that person that she was not doing it on purpose. So instead of feeling insecure, you have to, as I said before, you should show them that you're good at something else. You are better at something else, and you should develop that more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kak Lisa. That was a very great answer. And we have another question here from Kamar Tujurukoya. This is directed to Kak Luna again. Kak Luna, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let me read it out loud. Lately, these days in social media, like TikTok, Instagram, etc., so many girls say that you don't need to feel insecure, you're beautiful just the way you are, and many more. But behind the social media, behind the camera, if someone looks weird in their eyes, they're still going to talk about it with their friends and gossip about it. How do you say about that, Kaluna?
Okay, so I feel like you don't need to really care about what other really thoughts about you, like behind your back, especially like you just, it's your own life. Why would you care about someone else's opinion just to make you feel down, right? You will not like, if you just met someone and does, can you tell me, do you think I look beautiful enough? You will never do that, right? So it's just like, you don't have to care about what anyone says about you. If you feel like you're good, then you are good. Like, just don't care about what anyone says about you. I feel like that's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Kaluna. That was a really great answer. Another question here. To Kak Nerissa.
All right, I'll read it out loud. Suppose unintentionally, perhaps your parents or your teachers might compare you with others, and this causes insecurities to you or others. How should we manage that? How should we respond to that kind of situation? This question is from Nayara.
Yes, for that question, I would answer, if we're brave enough to speak up for ourselves, we should do that. So I'm gonna give you some little story. I had some people say bad things to me, but I've had enough, and then I started to speak up for myself, and I started to feel embarrassed, I guess. Like they get mad at me for speaking up for myself. So I guess we could try to do that. Don't be afraid to speak for yourself.
Okay, sorry. Thank you so much, Kak Nerissa.
Thank you.
That was a splendid answer.
And we have another question. Let's give it to Kak Feni. Kak Feni, can you hear us?
Yeah, guys, I'll be back.
That's great. So I'll read the question. My parents often told me that the situations they had was difficult, tough, and competitive, and that made their generation strong and successful. How would they respond upon the insecurities that commonly happen among Gen Z? And how do we make our parents understand that it is a real problem for youngsters nowadays? This question is from Naina
Anindita. To Kak Feni, you can answer it immediately.
You guys can say one again from who's?
It was from Raina Anindita.
Raina Anindita, which one?
Hub 10.
Wait a second. My parents often told me that the situation they had was difficult, though competitive. That made the generation strong and successful. How would they respond upon that insecurity that commonly happen in Gen Z? How to make our parents understand that it's a real problem of youngers nowadays? Okay, it's maybe all of us, it's happened with that situation, right? Maybe our parents want us to be competitive, want be to have a good mark, want be to have best things to do in our life, but how to talk to them is just try speak with our heart, like, I'm sorry, mom, or maybe I'm sorry, dad. Maybe they are not understand what our feeling, right? Because we're not talking properly with them. We don't have a time to talk with our heart with them. So the best way to talk with your parents is makes you with your parents close first. Then you talking with them like heart to heart and make them understand. I thought it will be so difficult because they have maybe some parents had a different thing of our problems, but I thought the best way to first things to do is talk to heart and make understand our problems and make understand our feeling. And the first thing is to try to close with them.
Thank you so much for your advice, Kak Feni. And this is another one for you, Kak Feni. This is from Relby XS2. How to take down insecurities from yourself.
Okay, thank you, Selva. Yes, Lisha, right? How to taking down insecurity from yourself. Okay, before I answer this question, I had insecurities too. I'll tell my experience, right? I'm sorry, it takes a little bit too long, but Actually,
It's
when
totally
I'm on
fine.
the elementary school and in the junior high school, I really had a bad insecurities because my friend was talking like mocking my appearance and mocking my body and everything about my appearance. Lately, I realized that just try to ignore it. But back on the days, I didn't feel that I was worth it. I still think that why they talking about that with me, like why they are trying to suffocating me. But recently, I realized that I'm worth it. But with that mocking, I was realized just if they are keep talking, just keep walking. If they keep talking, just keep walking, guys. That's my best advice for me. I just like keeping that on my mind. If they keep talking, you just keep walking.
Okay, thank you so much, Kapeni. That was very splendid. Thank you so much for all speakers for answering all the questions. And I guess that's all for the Q&A session. Without even realizing the time is running out, unfortunately, we are limited by the time. Honestly, we all still want to hear the experience and knowledge from all the speakers.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, but before closing this meeting, let's hear words from participants about participants' impression after joining in podcast Cash in collaboration with Monzer, SMK Telkom Bandung, and SMK N1 Ponorogo. Ah, someone raised their hands. Who's that?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Who are we with here?
My name is Yuli Lapantari. Everybody call me Yuli. Miss Yuli, yeah. Okay.
By the way, may I ask you something?
Okay, yes.
What did you feel after joining this podcast in collaboration?
I think this collaboration is very great and amazing. So we can know each other, although we had in the far from different city. There are from Bandung, from Ponorogo, from Serang, from Tangerang Selatan, but we can meet in the beautiful meeting with the really great great agenda. I'm really proud of the student. Very make me like when the student keep talking and give the explanation about the taking down insecurity. Suddenly I got my tears because we have amazing student here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Yuli, for your impression and testimony. Thank you all participants that has given us the testimonies. And now we move on to the speaker's testimony. Hello, Kak Nerissa.
Hello.
Hi. So for today's series of events, what do you think about this podcast after becoming one of the amazing speakers here?
I'm so thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me. I truly learned a lot from this podcast, mainly because I'm so intrigued of the topic we have today, because I personally inspired to be a good listener for my friends and my families. And I want to be like their best friends and try to understand them. So our topic today very helped me. Thank you.
Thank you also, Kanerisa, for your participants as a speaker here.
We're really thankful for you to be here.
And for Kak Feni from SMK N1 Ponorogo, how do you feel about your impression of being one of the speakers in this event?
Excellent, guys. Actually, I want to say thanks once again to Nfbs, always invite us today so we can talking about the common issues that maybe all of us ever have. So it will very great day to talking about, and maybe we can find the best solution or the best way to overcome, or maybe just reduce a little bit insecurity in ourselves. So it's very good to have time here and talk to all of you. And thank you for Nana and Zini to guide us today.
Thank you so much for your participants as well. Thank you, Kak Feni. And lastly, to Kak Alisa. As the representative speaker of SMA Nfbs Serang, how do you feel after being present as a speaker here and at the same time being able to exchange ideas with Monzer and SMA BP Bandung?
Actually, I'm very happy to be here. I get to know other people. I get to know you guys. And of course, I learned a lot today. And because me, myself, I also have to improve myself. So I have to learn a lot today, and I'm very happy that everyone can join today.
Thank you so much, Kak Lisa, for your testimony.
We can't forget about Kak Luna. Kak Luna, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. As a collaboration partner in this event, what's your impression and message for this podcast?
Okay, so first of all, I really like to thank everyone who has been here all along. And I also like to thank the hosts, which is Nana and Zini, right?
Yeah, yes. Thank you so much. Also,
thank you so much for making this podcast very fun and interesting. This will be one of the unforgettable memories for me, because this is my first time being in a podcast. So it's very fun. And I hope that all of you guys here enjoyed the podcast as much as I do. And I also hope that you guys now have more insights about how to deal with insecurity. Yeah, I think that's all for me. It was really fun.
Thank you so much. We had a lot of fun with you as well, Kak Luna. Thank you.
We definitely did have fun. We really appreciate your presence here, Kak. And here, we're going to get some testimonies from students' parents. I mean teachers, I'm sorry. The first I want to get to Miss Erna Puspita as an English teacher of Monzer. Assalamualaikum, Miss. Can you hear me?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello, Miss. What do you have to say about this podcast?
Yeah, pardon me?
What do you think about this podcast, Miss?
Wow, it's really grateful. I'm so happy because, my school is invited to this great moment. So we sent Luna to join you and discuss this great topic. And I'm so happy, guys.
Thank you so much. Very amazing. And second teacher is English teacher of SMK Telkom Bandung. Assalamualaikum, Mr. Aep. Mr. Aep, are you here? Hello, Mr. Aep.
Assalamualaikum. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Aep. So as you see right now, how do you feel about this program?
Well, it's a marvelous event, and this is actually a very great opportunity that one of our students can participate in this marvelous annual program. Is it annual, right? Podcast is annual program. This podcast is annual program, right?
Yeah, annual program.
Yes, we are very grateful to be one of the participants on this podcast event, and hopefully next year we will be able to send our students to join this podcast. And this is actually a place for students to give their opinion, to convey their thoughts about surrounding phenomena or issues or problems, and it's really driving their minds, their thoughts, how to find a solution or how to resolve certain problems, and it's very good.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Arab, for your testimony.
And last, we have the English teacher of Nurul Fikri Boarding School, Serang, Miss Nana Maulida. Assalamualaikum, Miss.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello, Miss. What are your thoughts about this event and inviting other schools to collaborate in this program?
Okay, yeah. First of all, before I give my comments about this event, amazing event, I'd like to say hi to Miss Erna and Mr. Ay from Telkom and SMA Kota Tangerang, SMA 2 Kota Tangerang, and also the English teacher from SMK Negeri 1 Ponorogo. Nice to meet you all here. And a little bit correction actually, Mr. Ed, this podcast by Nfbs is held monthly. Yeah, so we can do more collaboration in the future. And this podcast has been amazing, and thanks to you all, our splendid hosts here, Dini and Nana, you guys rock. And for the speakers from Alisa, and then Kak Luna, Kak Feni, and Kak Nerissa, you are so mature. And I was like, I was like captivated by your answers. And then you guys are amazing, and there's no doubt on that. And just like you guys are saying about insecurities, and this theme indeed is very close to us, right? I mean, everyone must experience this at some point. So, excuse me. Yeah. So please love yourself more, and you are perfectly imperfect, and that's what makes you beautiful. Yeah. So cheer up, and you've got this. Thank you so much for holding this event. Yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Nana, for your testimony.
Finally, I want to say thanks a lot for the brilliant speakers who have shared this amazing topic. You really inspire us all to learn more and to take actions to take down insecurities a la Gen Z. Hopefully, you being here in this podcast can provide benefits and knowledge to be applied in real life.
And also, I want to say big thanks to all participants from Monzer, participants from SMK M1 Ponorogo, and participants from SMK Telkom Bandung, and special to all our best friends are all students from SMA Nfbs Serang Banten. Don't forget to stay tuned in podcast Cash, Come and Speak Hour for other topics and programs. We will meet again in the next month.
We want to thank SMA Negeri 2 Kota Tangerang Selatan, especially to the speaker Kak Luna, SMK Telkom Bandung, especially to the wonderful speaker Kak Nerissa, SMK Negeri 1 Ponorogo, especially to the amazing speaker Kak Feni Ananda, and SMA Islam Nurul Fikri Boarding School Serang Banten, especially for the amazing speaker Kak Alisa.
And for me, I want to thank a bunch for my host panel, Nana, our talented senior high school student of Nurul Fikri Boarding School Serang Banten, for co-hosting this event with me. We had a lot of fun. We really hope this event will inspire us and make us more incredible, smarter, and to be a more useful person in our environment. I am Zihni.
And I'm Nana from Nurul Fikri Boarding School Serang. Thank you so much for all speakers and participants for joining podcast Cash, Come and Speak Hour by Nurul Fikri Boarding School Serang Banten. And please visit our platforms. You can check it on Instagram at @NFBS_Serang and the YouTube channel on NFBS Serang.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us and attending this podcast. Have a nice day and see you in the next podcast, Cash, Come and Speak Hour.
Bye-bye, and it was amazing. It was really nice to see you all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, everyone. Yay.